Every engineer that I've seen struggle with system design, every single one had the same exact problem. It was not that they didn't know enough, it's that they had never been forced to choose something when every option has a downside. And that's what we are tackling today. The decision making under the constraint. Now, this is the real skill. It's not prompting, it's not the tool selection, it's not knowing which framework is trending this month. The ability to look at the set of competing requirement, some of which directly conflict with each other, and even at that time make a defensible choice. And that's what separates the senior engineers from everyone else. So let's talk about what constraints actually look like in real project. Because in tutorials, there are no constraint. You'll have unlimited budget, you'll have unlimited time. There's no latency requirement, there's no accuracy threshold, or there is no angry customers as well. But in production, you have all of them at once. Now, here are the constraints that show up in nearly every real AI project. First one is the time. How fast that you need to ship it. Is it 2 week sprint or is it a 3 month build? Cost. What's your actual AI budget would look like? It's not a vague, we'll figure out budget. It's about the actual dollar amount per month for the API call, the infrastructure, and the monitoring. Third is the accuracy. What percentage of the correct responses is acceptable? And critically, what happens when the system is wrong? Is it annoying to your customer or does it become the legal liability? The next one is the reliability. What's your uptime requirement? Can your system go down for an hour or can it go down for 5 minutes? And then there's one thing that almost no one talks about, that is the team skill. Who is actually building this? Is it two senior ML engineers or is it one junior developer who just completed the YouTube tutorial last week? Now, this constraint is real and all of it shapes the architecture more than most people would admit. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Now, these constraints conflict with each other. Let's say you want high accuracy and low cost. You have to pick one. Let's say you want fast response time and the best model. That's an expensive one. You want to ship it in 2 weeks and handle every edge cases. Nothing. It's never going to happen. So the senior engineers don't pretend that these conflicts doesn't exist. They name them, they prioritize, and they make the trade-off in a much more deliberate manner. Now, here are the three questions that every senior engineer asks before even choosing an architecture. And I want you to memorize this. These should be automatic for you as you progress and as you start working as a senior engineer. The first question is, what are my hard constraints? These hard constraints are non-negotiable. Let's say budget is $500 a month. Now that's a hard constraint. The hard constraints are something which are non-negotiable. Like budget is $500 a month. Now that's a hard constraint. Response time must be under 3 seconds. It's a hard constraint. It must comply with HIPAA compliance. Hard constraint. You don't negotiate these hard constraint. You design your system around these hard constraint. The question number two is, what are my soft constraint? Like, how much flexibility do I have? So soft constraints are preferences. It's not the requirement. To give you an example, let's say I wanted to handle multiple languages. Now, the question is that a day one requirement or can it come in version two? One requirement could be I want it to be conversational. Now, how conversational? Is it like a chat style follow up or is it just the clear responses? Now, these are the areas where you have a room to negotiate, you have a room to plan in phases, you have a room to simplify the solution that you're working. And the third key question is, what is the cost of being wrong? Now, this is the question that most junior engineers never ask, and it's the most important one. If your system misclassifies a support ticket, what happens? Is it a minor inconvenience where the ticket would go to a wrong queue and maybe gets rerouted by another human? Or is it a major problem where a billing dispute gets ignored and the customer is going to leave taking the service from you. So the cost of being wrong determines as how much validation that you need, how much human oversight that you need, and how conservative that your system should be. There are three questions: hard constraint, soft constraint, and cost of being wrong. Now, every architectural decision flows from these three questions answers. Now, I want to introduce you to the case study that follows us through every single module of this course: the enterprise support AI system. Now, here is a setup. You are the lead engineer at a 50% SaaS company. You sell project management software. Your support team is overwhelmed. 10,000 support tickets a month. Six people on the support team. They're drowning. Response times are going up. Customer satisfaction is now going down. Now the leadership comes to you and says, as we need an AI to handle the tier one stuff. The simple question, password reset, how do I do this ticket? And I want you to automate 60% of them. Now, before I give you the constraint, notice something about the request right here. They are saying as automate 60% of tier one request. It sounds simple. It sounds like a clear goal, isn't it? But in reality, it's not, because you need to ask as what counts as a tier one? Who defines that? What does handle would mean? That does it mean that AI will respond directly, or does it draft a response for a human to review? And what happens when the AI is not confident, and what is the fallback? Now, this is already decision making under constraint. And you haven't written a single line of code right now. Now, all right, here are the actual constraint. The budget, $500 a month for AI cost. That's it. API call, embeddings, everything. Second, latency. Responses need to come back in under 3 seconds. Customer are in live chat and they won't wait. Accuracy, 95% of the automated responses need to be correct. Now think about that number. 5% wrong means 500 wrong responses, which is 500 responses, wrong responses a month at full automation, 500 customers getting bad answers. Now, is that acceptable? Maybe or maybe not. Now, that's a decision that you have to make right now. Now, this case study that you're looking at is our anchor. Every module, every concept, every architecture pattern, we applied here. So you're not just learning the abstract theory, you're watching a real system take shape decision by decision. Now, let's run our three questions right now. Question number one, hard constraints. Budget, 500 a month, non-negotiable. Latency under 3 seconds, which is also non-negotiable. And we must integrate with the existing ticketing system. That's also a non-negotiable one. Now, what does this eliminate? This eliminates that we can't use the most expensive model for every call because budget won't allow me. We can't do multi-step agent reasoning on every ticket. It's too slow, and we can't build a standalone system. We have to connect to what it actually exists. Question number two is soft constraint. Now, the 60% automation target. Now, that's a soft. Let's say if we hit 40% in the version 1 and 60 in version 2, I would say that's fine. Multi-language support. It's also a soft. Maybe we can come back later. Conversational follow-up, soft, or maybe not required at the launch time. So what does this tell you? It means that you can ship a simpler version 1. You don't need to solve everything at once. Now, this reduces the scope and this reduces the risk. And question 3 is cost of being wrong. A wrong answer on how do I export my data? It's a low cost. Customer will ask again, or maybe the customer will find themselves. But a wrong answer on a billing dispute, it's a high cost. Customer may churn, trust is damaged. So a wrong answer is the one that, let's say if that exposes the customer's information, that's a catastrophic one. That's a data breach that we are talking about. Now look at just what has happened so far. From Those three questions alone, you already know the different ticket types requires different handling path. Billing and account question needs more validation than FAQ-based questions. Low confidence output requires an escalation path because the customer may churn out. Budget shapes which model that we need to use at each step. So you haven't even picked a single tool and you already have the skeleton of a system right now. Now that's what thinking under constraints would look like.